Frame by Frame. Welcome.
Hey everyone, welcome to the fourth installment of the Frame by Frame podcast. And today we just have Rio, Bakari, and Tyler. A little short on people today, but we've been going at this for 4 weeks so far.
A month.
Yeah, I'm glad we're progressing a lot more. And
yeah, I mean it's good to see we're actually keeping up with the with what we wanted to do. So
yeah, it's good.
We're not like being lazy about it.
Yeah. And before we get on to today's topics, I just want to say that we have some new updates going on with the podcast. We mentioned before, I think on the second or third podcast, that we would do the pre-recordings at every weekend, like every Sunday, Saturday, or Friday, anytime within those to accommodate for people's schedules. But I've decided to just put it on an exact designated time. So we're going to do the pre-recordings every Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And with that being said, we usually run into problems when we get people on to do the podcast. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to set up an application for if you want to be on the podcast. I'll be sending up a thread on Still Framed. I haven't put exactly everything together yet, but check in later after you listen to the podcast. It'll probably be up by the time this uploads, so make sure you check that out.
Be sure that you have Skype so we can actually record you.
Yeah.
And we should have a microphone too.
Yeah, microphone would be important.
Yeah, just a bit. Anyway, before we get on our primary topics at hand, I just wanted to ask you guys, because I've been getting a couple questions here and there from either my students or a couple of people who used to be in the collaboration, but I've gotten a few questions raised for the Smash Pig collaboration too, because there's been a third installment of some older series recently, and people wanted to see results from me, wanted to see if we're actually going to do it again. Now, I'm leaving that up to you guys, and I've mentioned this before in one of the other podcasts, I believe. I really don't care. I'll participate if I have other people who are going to dedicate their time to the project. But if I don't, then it's not going to happen. So, I mean, if you guys really want to, see Smash Pig 2, post on the thread, post in the comments, just tell me, and I'll look into it. Because, there's been a lot of updated pig sprites, and it's something that I wouldn't mind doing to bring activity to the forum, so.
Yeah. I would get in on that if, college doesn't get in the way. But,
yeah, exactly. So the sooner the better, guys.
Yeah. And, on this week's podcast, we're going to have a new segment, which is, well, actually, I haven't really gone 100% on the name, so we're just going to call it Acknowledgements. And the Acknowledgements segment is pretty much, we're going to talk about, pieces on Still Frame that haven't exactly been featured, but there are things that have, a lot of effort put into, or just really unique, or, really cool.
Something that should be mentioned
in
general.
And it's just so that, we can spread some love to the lesser known people in Still Framed who do a lot of cool stuff, but don't exactly get the love that they need. So we're just going to put it on right here on the podcast. And we're going to check. No, we're not going to check. We're going to do acknowledgements for one piece for a different media. So one for art and one for animation. Let's see. For this week's, we're going to do one for art, and for this week's acknowledgement, it is Sonic X11212's Touhou piece, and it was a traditional drawing. It was like a bit of a battle sequence between two people, slightly comic based. I guess that's the right term for it. But I don't know. I thought it was really good. There was a bit of a past for explanation for it,
I just loved how it looked like. It had a lot of depths in it. Sorry, I'm not American and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I can't really explain it, but it looks really professional in some kind of way.
Yeah,
I enjoy.
And considering it was traditional, having to draw it in pencil, there was there were separate parts that it overlaid one another. So that was one of the details that I really liked about it.
That's pretty cool. I saw the piece as well. I thought it was pretty interesting, at least, because I mean, me personally, I'm not a huge Touhou fan, but even I could appreciate the art style. So
And on with the acknowledgement for animation, we actually, it was actually pretty recent. I think it was either yesterday or the day before. Someone put up a collab for a mini GIF loop for all the GIF animators.
I was in it.
Yeah, Tyler was in it, and
Such cool.
yeah, it was. It was just essentially like people bashing on one another, and with the whole thing pretty much looping all together.
Very loop,
Yeah.
much bashing.
Yeah, how many people were in it? Like 4 or 5 maybe?
I believe it included me, Wyatt,
Brian,
or Naruto, Bryant, Eric, and
Tom.
Tom. Yeah, so there's 5. Originally there was going to be like 7 or so, but a couple of them had to get out due to certain reasons.
I don't know. I really liked it a lot, and wasn't there like a lot of people viewing the section 4 that loop?
Oh yeah, when the thread first came out, there was like 50 people just on the thread. And we
Yeah.
were sitting there like, why did this only get like 5 comments?
Yeah, that was insane.
Like, even though the styles are very different, it kind of flowed in together really well.
Yeah, so yeah, good work, guys. It was really good.
Yeah.
And
Thank you very much.
yeah.
We appreciate your kind words, and we will continue to flourish.
woo!
Please
Yeah.
do. 'Cause I've noticed actually that fireworks animators have been like decreasing a lot lately.
Yeah, wasn't Valor very heavy on GIF animators?
Yeah, and you know its successor, Poop Deck, is very GIF heavy as well. And to be perfectly honest, my new faction is as well. There's a few. I mean, I have like an older GIF animator and a few other people, and I guess it's because for some people, being able to edit your sprites and do a lot of different dynamics right in the program itself is a lot easier for some people. But the cons to it are, I guess, substantial enough for people to want to do Flash as well, because you know, in GIF animation there is tweening, but it's not practical tweening. So most of the stuff you do is frame by frame.
Yeah. I noticed that a lot of like the GIF animators, they still have like Bryant and Nardo, like they still have their roots in fireworks, but they kind of moved on a bit to Flash as well.
Yeah, and I mean,
So,
even
like,
I have been looking into Flash
hybrid.
as well, because I personally do not, and I repeat, I do not. I don't want to leave GIF completely, but like I've never been comfortable in Flash.
I understand that. Like, I don't know. I kind of like to see all the diversity when people animate, and like, you know, I just like that sort of thing. It keeps things
Yeah.
interesting.
I don't know, like in my opinion, GIF animators have some sort of like charm in them that Flash can't really create. I don't know how to explain it, but I think GIF animators generally, like, I don't think you can compare a GIF with Flash animation since they seem very different,
Yeah, there's like that
even
blatant
if
online.
it's animated by the
So-
same person. Yeah, like, even if it's the same person, it's like 2 people animated. I don't know, it's just so...
Yeah,
Sorry. Can't really explain.
yeah. Let's see. Oh, this happened just yesterday, but Tyler here actually has a new faction coming out. The thread's actually there.
Yeah, it's called Rectum Raiders. We do a lot of things together, special things.
No. But the new faction is called Nebula. It's the leader is right here with us in this podcast, and it's Tyler. And like, you know, he simply asked
Such
you
cool.
for a faction license, and like, sure, and then just give it to him. And what can you tell us about Nebula, Tyler?
Well, Nebula, like originally, I just wanted to be in theory. I'm gonna be straight up about it, guys. I wanted to be in theory because a lot of my friends were in theory, and I figured it was a good idea. So eventually, I was like, you know what? Theory doesn't have any more slots, and getting a lower branch is going to be ridiculous. So, well, why not make a faction and form an alliance? So I think you can have one alliance per faction.
Yes.
And I don't know. It just seemed like a really cool idea. I brought a couple of my friends in who might be interested in communicating with theory as well. And I told them that it's not necessarily only going to be about SFCing or like that. They have to constantly animate. It's just, you know, it's good fun being able to talk with colleagues and animate a bit and, you know, maybe play games.
Yeah, just like do stuff together. Let's see. Who do you have confirmed as members so far?
Confirmed right now.
This is an exclusive from the Still Frame podcast.
As of right now, I believe my group consists of, I have Lufin, an ex, what was it, super mod, on Still Frame.
Yeah.
I have Felix, a very old GIF animator in the community. I have a Griff Draft, the faggot. He's my co-leader.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, he's my co-leader. He decided he wanted to join on fun too because I'll tell you something he told me. He was like, you know, when I was good at animating, nobody wanted me in their faction, and now that I'm all rusty and everything, everybody wants me in their faction. I was like, let's just make one and hang out with Zeller and friends. And he was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then of course we also have Miles, and recently today I got someone to join, Dan or Smile. He made his profile today. If you guys want to see that, I'll have Zeller link to it in the description and or post or whatever.
Yeah, sure thing. And with the whole alliance with Theory, like originally we were just supposed to have like Tyler in here, but like with now all these like all the other people that like I have very little knowledge that I have acquaintance with, well except for Griffin. I'm actually very excited to get them to know them much better. Like, you know, I personally can't wait for like to do all sorts of things to do together as like not as one faction but just as two factions. And there's like I'm anticipating that there's going to be some sort of chaos involved because of so many people involved. Like I don't know, like
I mean, Fury has a lot of members. What I've noticed, and if Nebula brings even more people together, there might be a huge like army of animators.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you know, it's I think this is good competition because I think Theory and Nebula might be a bit of a challenge to some of the other factions. Like I know I was talking to Tom earlier and I was thinking about like challenging their faction if I do get enough members or if we do get enough experience. But first I want everybody to complete at least like a couple SFCs or something just to see if they'll do anything.
Yeah, and when the alliance finally forms, I can't wait to hold events with both Theory and Nebula. Although we don't have anything like confirmed in the works revolving around events, but I am excited, very excited.
I'm not helping you with the next trick or treat.
That's not until next October, so don't worry about that. But
yeah, like a year on.
Artists are up to it, so and me, so. Let's see what's next. It's been happening on Still Framed, and it's pretty big. We're gonna talk about it, and you've guessed it. It's the SFC Winter Tournament, hosted by SpriteFan 2. And oh my God, like have you guys seen how many people have applied?
Yeah, there's a lot of controversy over it, but I guess we'll save that for last. Me personally, I was going to apply, but I just don't have enough time to dedicate to it, honestly, man. There's a lot going on right now. I got a lot of people I got to take care of, and since I'm probably going to be, another announcement, I'm probably going to be moving to Texas. Well, I am moving to, I don't know, I am moving to Texas around July, I believe. And there's just a lot of things in between that I got to take care of, so I don't have time for it right now.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Like, for those of you who don't know, like, for the amount of people have applied, there's like about maybe 30 people. Maybe more?
28.
And
exactly.
And Derek confirmed that there's going to be 3-4 rounds. And like,
yeah.
Yeah,
3 rounds and then the finale.
And the SFC tournament is not reserved for like a specific set of skills for animators. Like anyone can join if you think you have the dedication worth of like doing animations within 2 to 3 weeks, and like to keep going with that motive. Go ahead and join. Put a link in the description if you're on YouTube listening to this now. And I don't know, like one of the things that I worry about when the first round happens, like the theme for the first round hasn't been decided, but what I'm hoping what comes out of this SFC tournament is that none of the themes, like I'm okay with the finals of it being the same, but I don't want much of the teams to have like completely fighting based. If that makes sense.
Yeah, like if people put more like story into it and fought like, so it's
Well, of
not
course,
only
it's
like
always
random
more-
fighting.
Or,
It's always
or,
more entertaining to see more thought put into an animation,
Or-
rather than mindless bashing.
or something that's just like doesn't like involve fighting at all. I say this like multiple times because you know, fighting's always been done, but in this sense, we've already seen in SFCs how people do. Like it's already competitive enough. Like you like one versus another person, and you know it's all blatantly just fighting, and we then know like it like this imaginary leaderboard of how skilled you are, and everyone knows like who's obviously gonna win if there's gonna be a fight.
Yeah, I mean, like, moving into more of the controversial direction, I guess you could say.
Mhm.
I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about Jaws joining the tournament. Not that I'm like angry at him or anything, but like, it just sort of makes things seem like almost you know what I mean.
Like more slightly one-sided.
Yeah, I guess, and it's also because, you know, if he ends up winning the grand prize, man, like the grand prize has to do with Derek and hanging out with Derek, which he kind of already does.
Yeah. Like the only thing that I would assume would stop the more skilled animators from doing like the most higher efforts is probably the time restrictions, like 2 to 3 weeks. And considering that like that's a big priority, they also have like their own personal lives. They have school, and I'm guessing that in the first round there's going to be a lot, like it's going to be a whole big cluster.
I'm gonna like I'll be honest, as many people signed up. Like let's say about like 40, 50 people signed up. I can only imagine about 25 of them actually completing anything.
Maybe less.
Maybe less, and that's being generous, man. Like, I hate to say it, but like my lack of faith in the dedication of animators is growing. But you know, maybe some people will surprise me. I mean, Smash Mushroom Collab Jr. did, but
Yeah, I guess. Like, I'm hoping people will take this seriously, because as the way I see it, like this is a tournament, and you're pretty much representing for, like, if you're in a group or in a faction, or like just something that you do is like spectacular, like you're representing yourself for something. Because out of my members in theory, I believe only Evan has applied so far, and you know, like I don't really like. It doesn't matter if he wins or not. To me personally, like I will be rooting for him, and because like he is representing theory, and I don't know, it's good. I like it. But there's like, I don't know, there's so many people. I'm just wondering how that's gonna play out within 3 rounds.
yeah, I feel you. I don't know. Well, we'll just have to wait and see, I guess, man. Like once it starts, I guess we'll know.
Oh, and here's another thing. Like, oh,
What do
No,
you?
yeah, go ahead.
No, I mean, what do you need, Bakari? Like,
I was just saying that I'm just afraid of that.
Bakari, you're having a
What?
bit of technical difficulties there.
here,
We'll bounce back to you in a minute, bud.
yeah. One of the things that I had in mind was that Derek didn't necessarily specify who would be judging these rounds, because for one thing, of course, there's like a lot of people participating. Then who would that leave out? The people who wouldn't participate, and then anyone who does art and not animation. And like I don't know how people who would win. Like if it was a staff that was, you know, judging, or like a specific number of judges, and like it would make more sense.
Like, I don't know, I guess that's why I keep like rooting for like someone to become an event coordinator of some sorts. I don't even have to have moderation powers, just someone who could, like, you know, make decisions like these when they're needed, because it just seems like whenever an event starts up, there seems to be like a problem bouncing around here and there that no one really knows how to solve.
I'm assuming, like, this is like one of my best guesses that I can throw, is probably only going to be like either Derek or Mally, or like one of the really, really good animators who would give like legitimate CNC out of anyone else in the community.
Yeah, I suppose. But I mean, like, another concern that I think that Bakar was actually going to raise up was, some threads might get more attention than others, like, you know, more hyped battles, I guess you could say, making the votes relatively unbalanced. The only solution I could like, propose to alleviate that would be putting it all on one thread, but that might be a bit confusing.
I mean, if they could develop the ballot system to accommodate for multiple, if it's really that necessary.
I know, like, if you vote for one, you vote for all, because, like, the biggest problem, I and I understand what he's saying, is because the balance of votes is going to be off because some people aren't going to look at certain threads because they don't think those animators are, like, good, or they don't like those animators, they don't like those people.
And I'm not really sure if the community is going to be voting for the community for this tournament. I don't know exactly how to how they would restrict the competitors for voting in the tournament at all, because they are there to just compete, nothing else. Like their win is determined on the opinion of other people of how they did, if that makes sense. And also, Derek mentioned at the very bottom of the first post in the SFC tournament is that he was going to see if he could get one of the staff to host an SFS tournament. And I took some real thought into it, and there would be a lot more to it than just a regular SFC tournament, because what I thought was that, like, mainly what people, like, because the prize for the SFC tournament was that, like, it was just mainly to be involved with Derek, like, getting taught from him or doing something with him or remastering something. And mainly from what all the animators want to do, aside from all the admins who, or pretty much anyone who already has their stuff together, is just to be better in general and learn from probably one of the best sprite animators, like, ever, at least in my knowledge.
Yeah, I completely understand what you're saying. I mean, you know, that's why I had, like, that bit of controversy regarding Jaws, but I mean, like I said, we'll just have to wait and see, and whatever happens, I guess.
Because what I've like thought about an SFS tournament is that Stillframe doesn't really have a lot of artists, like, in comparison to the amount of animators. And like if you're an artist and you were to tell me, like, the list of artists that are in Stillframed, like, sure, it could be a big number, but then I want you to answer, like, how many of those artists are actually going to participate. Then there's the issue about the prize, because if the prize is going to be, like, as relevant to the SFC tournament, where, like, you just get to do something with this person because they're super good at art, like, they would either have to get someone who's, like, really, really good, that's on Stillframed, to actually participate in the prize, or just get something that's not involved in art. Because the way I see it, like, it's a couple rounds of artists doing drawings, and it's like, they know how to do that. They can technically make their own prizes at that point. So, like, you know, if the staff is gonna do an SFS tournament, I would think that the prize would either be something that's handcrafted, like something that you, like, rarely do, I guess, in this community, or something that's monetary based. Because
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, like, you know, it's just a lot to think about, I guess.
yeah, it might happen, it may not. We'll see what happens. And moving on to our next topic.
Yeah, I suppose something, like, a bit, like, unrelated to the forum, I guess. This one I pitched a while back. This is YouTube, Google, what have you done?
Oh.
What are you doing?
Yes. Like,
Oh, man. Like, okay, so I can almost guarantee I can safely say almost all of you know about this already.
yeah, everyone who's connected their life to the internet.
Yeah, beginning from the comment system, to the rating system, to how the comments were organized, to the amount of spam Bob all over the comments, to the amount of hatred videos spewed across the internet, to the amount of quote-unquote integration Google is putting in to YouTube. Oh my god. I don't even understand this. Like, Google. I have to agree with what this girl said in this song that maybe I'll, like, link you guys to. You call it integration, but you're just shoving Google Plus down our throats, man. We don't want it. We know you tried to be as good as Facebook. We know you want to invade, like, the internet with social media because that's huge in America. But YouTube isn't just American, and frankly, social media isn't universal media because, let's face it, man, people just want to make videos on YouTube. They don't care about Google Plus. If they cared about Google Plus, they'd sign up for it. You want to make Google Plus cool? Have it affiliate with a bigger franchise. Facebook is dominating your Facebook owns that franchise. You can't just, like, integrate it into YouTube and say, oh, everybody likes Google Plus because it's been such an because we integrated it into YouTube, so everybody's signing up for it. You aren't giving people the option. That's the worst part.
Yeah, I would suggest that, like, they would put so much effort into YouTube because, like, in comparison to Facebook, where it's just all messaging and it's very, very, very focused on the social media between, like, other people, YouTube is all based on, like, the actual media of posting videos. And that YouTube is probably, like, is it the biggest site to post videos?
Yeah,
No?
it pretty much is, yeah. It's the biggest streaming website available at the moment.
And the fact that Google owns it is... It's pretty much, they could do whatever they want with it at this point.
I mean, like... That said broadcast yourself. But, I mean, come on, Google.
Yeah,
I mean, if anything...
wait,
like...
could you repeat that real quick? I didn't catch that.
Okay. Where did I live off at?
Just restart your thought.
Okay, well... like, a lot of people were, like, so confused when you got rid of broadcast yourself, sure, but what are you doing, man? I just don't understand anymore.
And, like... I've seen some videos regarding about the new updates of Google, and one of the bad things, like there's comment filters, like, between, like, the most recent and the top comments, and usually, like, I see it as, like, sometimes as a very negative thing to see top comments all the time, because usually it just involves some sort of trolling or that sort of thing, and, like, usually it's toward, like, in a lot of cases, it's, like, to bash on the actual YouTuber themselves.
There was a bit of lag on my end. I couldn't hear you there for a minute, Zeller.
Oh.
But it doesn't matter. You're recording on your end, so it's okay.
Yeah, it's good. I'm pretty sure everyone else heard that, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else do we have? Is this all we have to say about Google Plus?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And I think some closing notes on Google Plus and YouTube and everything. Here's my biggest concerns. We don't need 7 Adolf Hitlers posting top comments. That's one.
Oh my god. Yeah, I remember we were talking about that the other night, like...
your spam filters, number 2. Also, we need so much work, man. Like, as soon as, like, this comment system came out, you would not believe the unimaginable amount of spam. The outside links. I don't want to have to click on screamers or porn sites every time I click a link in the comments.
There was actually, when I was actually listening to, like, a different podcast, there were things like, what's it? They would link links into the text, so, like, in some comments where it says, like, expand this comment, it would actually be in, like, an actual link to, like, a streamer or porn or something like that.
Oh, that's great.
And then, what was the other thing? Damn it, I forgot.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just... And then, like, on top of all that, like... I watched this guy named Boogie29 something, I don't know. I love his character Francis. I love what he does. He's a really respectable guy. But a lot of his top comments, and he said this himself in his video, are negative about him. Like, he's fat, he's ugly, and people... To see those top things get to top comments and to be unable to move them, it's just, what?
Yeah.
And my last thing on Google Plus and the whole integration thing, aside from you guys shoving it all down our throats, like, the biggest concern with me on YouTube, personally, right now, the comments, man. You're letting them be too long. You need to, like, put a cap on that again, because I remember when YouTube used to have cap on the comments, and yeah, sure, sometimes it was inconvenient, but people are writing books in the comments, man.
pretty much. I mean, like, just the fact that we can put links in the comments now is just like any other, like, any other site that's just unrated. Like just pretty much on Reddit or 4chan or anything else. But I just remember.
You want to write books? Use Google Docs. There you go, Google.
But I just remembered what I was gonna say, is that I heard that there was gonna be something, because like there were multiple cases that like there were accounts impersonating actual accounts, and were like giving like illegal links to whatever content that they had. But I heard that like if people were to do that, there would be like, if they were to click on their channel name to go to their channel, it would actually be a redirect to the actual channel to what it's supposed to be for. But
like just fix this broken, buggy mess, man. Come on.
Yeah, I agree. It's just so much. It's just so like, and another thing is that like when YouTube updates all of this, like I don't get why they wouldn't have any like update notes to explain all of like what's changed. Because like I don't know if people would care, but I for one would like to know.
Yeah, I'd love to have like update notes and everything, because I mean, yeah, sure, there's small newsletters like moments after the whole like patch is released, but one more thing, YouTube, just listen to user feedback, man, because you're getting so much you like consumer backlash. Like, the only thing that I can think of that is bigger than this in terms of consumer backlash is like when people found out about DRM policies on the Xbox One. I mean, come on, don't pull a Microsoft on us today, man. Don't do this.
Yeah, one of the funny things that like that just came to mind is that like as YouTube as a company, even the users that have like a lot of popularity and recognition because of their site are actually making fun of them because of like what they change.
Exactly. I mean, like, sure, it might be biting the hand that feeds you, but it's not like you guys give us much protection in terms of copyright or anything else for that matter. You just want to shove your social media down our throats, and it's kind of hurting us, YouTube. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
But before I go off on a huge tangent, I have like a couple more announcements regarding the forum and our factions. First off and foremost, Jack, to promote like people applying for my faction and perhaps like trying to, or like, I don't know, promoting my faction, yes. Theory has an exclusive Minecraft server that we might potentially have access to. I don't know, I haven't confirmed that with Jack yet. I'll get back to you guys on that.
Yeah, because Jack is the one who made the server. He actually bought the server with like a package, and everything was like all like set up and everything. It's applied to the newest update of Minecraft, so if you use Bucket, good luck.
Yeah, GL, HF. Another thing, we're probably gonna have like a collab, like literally as soon as I get 10 members, I'll try to like do like a small collaboration between us. We'll see how that goes down. And I think that's pretty much all I have to say on the matter for now. It's been nice chatting with you guys. Any closing statements, Stellar?
Oh, we actually have one more topic to get over with this one. It was like, okay, I'll start off with this. As a new person who's new to the Maple community, I mentioned this like several times before. To reiterate, I came around like in February 2013, and when I was new, like I knew like these things. Like there were Maple animations of music videos, or Maple animations of fights, sketches, and sometimes series. And what came to mind when I thought about this is that like there is very little acknowledgement between those specific medias, and like mainly between the people who do fighting animations and the people who do MMVs. And like what I wanted to ask, like it like for everyone here in the podcast and even here in Stillframe, like why is that?
Like I'm not sure what you're asking. Like I don't know. Try rewording it a bit.
I mean, like there's always this like I keep like seeing or hearing this sort of hate between animators, mainly because of the programs, or mainly because of like, because with a lot of flashing animators, like the thought of an MMV just utters like, ew, that's disgusting. Why would I ever do that?
You know, that's a this is a battle as old as time and history itself, Zelly. You have no idea.
That's why I said in the beginning I'm new to this community, so let's talk.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. The whole thing is, like, in terms of, like, people who aren't much older than you, they just kind of, like, caught on after the older communities, but I guess it's just because there's always been a different standard in animation in terms of all forms of Maple media, I suppose you could say. When it came to MMV, Sony Vegas, After Effects, Windows Movie Maker, for Christ's sake, those were all the go-to programs for, you know, editing and whatnot. And people were fine with that. People liked that. And things were shiny and easy and cool. But when you get into more, like, intricate programs like Maya or 3D modeling programs, Flash, whatever, you kind of look back on those editors and you say, all you're doing is just moving shit around with pan and crop, or you're just tweeting it in After Effects, or you're just doing this with After Effects, when they know those tricks as well. Now, the reason why there's always been, like, an ill factor, I guess you could say, I'm not entirely sure myself. I've never really had a problem with it, because, you know, I've always thought, like, some movies are good, some movies are not. Some animations are good, some animations are not.
Exactly.
And, I mean, like, if you wanna, like, make fun of the other, go ahead and do it yourself and see if you can do any better. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
some people have their different tastes, and, you know, that's just pretty much all it is.
I don't know. I encourage the fact that, like, we should have more people who are involved with MMVs to be on Still Framed, because let's be honest, Still Framed welcomes all sorts of media, even more so from Maple Sprites. And, like, I don't know. I think, like, just having all the communities just, like, band together and not, you know, just spreading all this hate about each other would just be good in general.
Yeah, lack of segregation is always good. I mean, the Maple Story YouTube community is massive. When I worked with Maple Radio, I found so many people that I never even met on the forums, and I met people through them, and it just kept going on, and I didn't realize there were so many people involved with this. And they're pretty down to earth, a lot more down to earth than, like, you know, us techies, I guess you could say. And I guess that's because maybe they use, like, simpler programs, or they just do simpler things, who knows. But that aside, I mean, MMVs aren't our only target audience. I mean, you know, we're a general media forum, although our primary media, of course, is Maple Story, because that's where most of our derivatives came from.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you know, I guess that, like, this just alludes into a rant about me, like, saying we need to promote more activity, we need to promote the forum in general, but we'll get to that later, maybe in a different podcast. I don't want to go off on a huge tangent right now.
Yeah. Like, I'll say this, like, this was mentioned several times when Derek posted that thread about the controversy between After Effects and Flash. None of it matters about how the process is made when you make your video. All that matters is the final product and how it all looks when it's finished. And, you know, that's pretty much all I root for. I would like welcome everyone with open arms to Still Framed, just for the sake of having a much larger community that gets along together.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing pretty much.
Yeah, and it looks like we've gotten through everything we've had to talk about for this podcast. This has actually been, unfortunately, much shorter because of the lack of guests, but I will make the thread for the guest applications like shortly after this podcast is uploaded. Be sure to check that out if you want to be in the podcast. There's going to be a lot of rules and regulations to go through and a lot of conditions that you may have to follow, but that's just for the sake of just organization and getting everything together. So make sure...
So this shit doesn't happen again, because I'm looking at you, Griffin! So we actually have people, and there's not a lot of technical difficulties, and we can talk about that.
Yeah, so it's very good. And, you know, like, if I happen to choose you for the podcast, you know, you can help out with stuff to talk about as well. And who knows, I actually, like, you might get, like, a second, what's it called? Be a guest a second time on the podcast. And, you know, that's always good. And I guess that does it for this week's Frame by Frame podcast. We thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoyed it as much.
And remember,
as talking about
fuck queens. Everything's better frame by frame.
See you guys.
Ciao.